If you have an iPhone, there's a free Adobe app you need to try. It's called Project Indigo, and it claims to offer more control and better image quality than the default iPhone camera app. But is it really better? In this video, we'll test Adobe Indigo side by side with the native iPhone camera, show you where to find and install it, how to shoot photos in daylight and low light, how to edit your shots on both your phone and desktop, and of course, we'll compare real results so you can decide which app takes the lead.